What's going on, guys? Bryce here, back with another video. This is Caleb.
Oh, why is it on me, bro? Turn it over.
What's supposed to be on you?
Huh?
It's supposed to be on you.
Oh.
Today we're going to be taking a look at this Acer computer here that Caleb has brought over. He said it has a couple issues, wanted me to take a look at it and see if I could get it working. For those that don't know, Caleb is like D'Angelo, one of my long-time friends. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at this. We just put a, what is this, Kingston SSD in it, and it looks like it has a Intel mobile processor in it, which is strange considering it's a desktop, but I mean it is a small form factor desktop, so I'm not that surprised. But yeah, it should be plugged in. Just need to get the power in, and then we're gonna see if it'll come on and boot to Windows on a Windows 10 USB.
I put the monitor in, though.
Oh, you didn't plug the monitor in?
Not at the bottom.
What else you got to plug anything else in?
Huh?
Alright, well we're gonna get all this plugged in and we'll be back and see if it even turns on. So we're back. What am I doing with my hand?
You're a vlogger now, dog.
I'm a vlogger. So we have the, what is this, Acer here. We have the SSD in it, which we have hooked up right there to, I believe, the SATA 1. And then going into the SATA 0, we're going to have the hard drive. Actually, I'm going to have that backwards. It's the SATA 1 that's going to be the hard drive. SATA 0 that's going to be the SSD. Of course, the operating system is going to be installed on the Kingston SSD, which is 120 gigabytes. And then the hard drive, which is 500 gigabytes, is going to be used for all of the other games and programs that don't need to boot fast. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and get this hooked up here. I guess it doesn't really matter what way we do it. Little snap there, and if it should slide into the slot, in which it doesn't. Oh, it does. Bam. Hard drive has now slid into its slot. SSD can kind of just sit wherever, because SSD is no spinning disk and it doesn't really matter where you sit it. So the SSD there, hard drive there. The Windows 10 bootable USB is in the back, and we're going to go ahead and boot it on here and see what happens. Focus your attention on the screen and we'll see if it's able to boot or not to the disk. I should probably be smashing delete to try and get it to boot to that USB and not the drive. Looks like it's entering setup there. Go over to the boot options, and the boot option 1 is the removable device, which is the USB. Then it's the Kingston and everything else. I guess it's set up and let it boot to the drive. Now, one thing I noticed there in the BIOS is it wasn't picking up this 500 gigabyte hard drive, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but hopefully we'll be able to get that figured out. And there we are, Windows is up. So we'll be back once we have Windows up, and we'll be able to show you what the specs are of this computer that we have successfully repaired and got back up and running. So I'll cut over to that. Quick little update. We have Windows copying the files and installing here, and that is installing on the 120 gigabyte Kingston SSD. And when we were in Windows setup, we did see that the Hitachi hard drive, all 500 gigabytes of it, did show up in the Windows boot menu there. So the hard disk is reading correctly and everything is fine with that. So we'll be back again once Windows is up and fully updated and up and running, and that will be the successful fix and update with an SSD of this Acer Aspire mini desktop. Alright, what's up guys? A little jump in here. We have discovered something on this desktop. This desktop here is for another video that's going to be uploaded right after this one. This is another desktop we're going to be upgrading and repairing, but Caleb has managed to discover something interesting with the CPU cooler here. So it turns out a stock cooler can be used as a musical instrument. Alright, what's up guys? So we're back. Windows is installed. It is finishing the setup process now. I'm going to re-secure this SSD here. I'm going to move it from the bottom and mount it up here in the top. You can see there's that slot there. I'm going to like mount it somewhere in there, just to make sure it's a little bit more secure. And then we're going to go ahead and get a key for this, Windows key, probably from one of those sites or something, the $20 keys, and then have it activated, and then this computer will be good. A completely up and running, working Acer Aspire desktop with Intel inside. I'm not really sure on the specs, but I'll have the specs on this machine linked down in the description below once we figure out what they are. And if there are no specs down there, that means we didn't figure out what they were. But all we know is it's an Intel processor with more than likely Intel integrated graphics.
Hey.
So, yep, there it goes. And Windows is up. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next video, which the next video should be us working on this, because we're going to be filming this right after this one. So, see you then. What's going on, guys?
Hold on, look. You gotta be professional in case the government watches. Hold on.
Okay, right. We're in